Hey, good morning, everyone. We are live in Houston, Texas. This is Tuesday, May 8th, and this is show number 17 of Live with Captain Housekeeper. I'm glad you're here. In the backyard again. Yesterday, some people would say that I was down, so I might take a second just to adjust this. Hey, I like that. That looks good. Anyway, we're in the backyard again. One of my favorite places around the house, of course, because it's just so peaceful out here. So, gosh, the dogs are at daycare today, so I'm free. Hello, KV. KV's here. Good to see you. Yeah, the dogs are at daycare, so it's really peaceful. You know, it's always surprising how much chaos a couple of doggies can cause, but they're lovable, so they get away with it. But you won't see them in the background today, so sorry about that. I've been trying to figure out how to get some light reflected on my face because I look so dark. But when I did that and when I was testing it, the pool disappeared because it focused on me. The pool's more important, so I'd rather see the pool. It's 80 degrees already. It's going on 93. The humidity is at about 52%, which is right when you start to feel it and the hair starts to grow. So I think our winter of low humidity is over, which means summer's here. So yeah, yesterday's drama, oh my gosh. I don't know if you remember, I said the top of the palm tree fell. And, you know, it kind of shook me up. It was right before I started the show. I texted my friends that were coming to do the yard work and said, can you move the top of the palm tree out of the inside, out of the fence to the road? And, you know, of course they were like, sure. And they came and I went out and I was like, hey, can you move it? And they were like, sure. So I watched them from the window just to, you know, make sure everything was going well, and they could barely lift it, and they put it on their self-propelled lawnmower, and they drove it out to the street. And I thought, wow, it must have been heavy because these guys are all young, much younger than me. So later on, after they were gone, I went out there because I wanted to shift it a little bit, just because of the placement, and I had to make it perfect. I could not even lift it. It must be hundreds and hundreds of pounds. It's shocking. If you want to see pictures of it, it's on my Instagram account. The link is in the description there. It was huge, this piece that broke off. Anyway, I'm just glad none of us were under it. Let's see who's here. Oh, DJ's here. Deborah's here. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you're having fun with it. Subscribe and push the notification bell if you want to be notified when I go live. If you're watching this in the future, you're not watching it live, go ahead and like the video and leave a comment or a question. I always read them all, I promise. So, my attack plan today, circle around. I got to do some more windows. It's never ending with those windows, but it's getting so hot now that I have to kind of retool it so that I'm doing windows that aren't in the direct sun, because windows, it's easier to wash them when you're not in the direct sun. So anyway, got to do some windows today. Captain Toasty Mornings, which I love that name. I need to investigate who this person is. I don't think they ever watch live, but they often leave comments afterwards. But Captain Toasty Mornings wanted some suggestions on how to store their yarn. If you're a crafter and you have yarn, many times crafters have too much yarn. They have lots of yarn. I am not guilty of this. Not at all. But so she wanted some suggestions about storing yarn because she has them in Rubbermaid tubs and they're too heavy or too bulky for her. And I understand that. Rubbermaid tubs, you get them filled up. And DJ said there's no such thing as too much yarn. Okay, it's not too much yarn, but you have to live in harmony with your yarn stash. But one thing a friend of mine did once, I went to to visit a friend in North Carolina. And part of our little mini vacation is there was a group of us. We're all crochet designers. We kind of went yarn store hopping around North Carolina. It was so much fun. There's so many beautiful yarn shops. And it was so funny. My friend brought along her food saver, like her seal a meal food saver with her. And as she bought yarn, she put it in there and she sucked all the air out of it and compressed it down into like really, really small packages. Because a lot of a yarn hank or a ball is air. I thought that was brilliant. So maybe you could try that. Get some of those storage bags for sweaters. You know, shove all the yarn from one brand or one color in there and suck all the air out of it. When I've done it in the past, it's worked better with acrylic yarn or man-made yarn. I tried it once with some, I think it was like real fluffy, but it was cotton, and it kind of felt like it squished the yarn when I took it back out. But if you take anything else out, it just goes poof, right back to normal. So maybe give that a shot, Captain Housekeeper or Captain Toasty Mornings. Suck all the air out of a sweater bag and see if that helps. They do become heavy, so, you know, but the packages are smaller, and bonus, keeps all the bugs out. No more bugs in your yarn. Not that we have a lot of bugs in our yarn, but the chance is always there. My friend Lori just got rid of all the cardboard in her house because she has books and she has yarn and sewing patterns, and cardboard attracts those little bugs called silverfish. You know, they like to get inside the corrugation, and that creeps us all out. So she got rid of all the cardboard in her house and, you know, stores everything in alternative ways. So I hope that helps, Captain Toasty Mornings. Deborah, did you get it under control? My sister Deborah's having trouble with the video, but that's the thing about live. You might be frozen, I don't know it. I might be frozen and I don't know it. What can I do? I'm hoping for the best. I always check my connection to make sure it's the strongest one in the house before I get started. So hopefully you've worked that out. So today on my to-do list, I have to shock the pool because all these dogs, well, I have two of them, but they cause the pool to really, really be dirty all the time, no matter how much I filter it and keep the chemicals at a certain level. Once a week, I need to bring the levels above safe and low. That's called shocking it. You get it up to a certain level that no organic anything can live. And you want to keep it up there until everything's dead. So I like to do that when the dogs are in daycare. And that's today. So when I get off here, I need to put a ton of chemicals in the pool to keep it nice and sparkling clean. Seems to be doing well so far since I cleaned the filter last week. You'd think I'd do that more often. So, if you're just joining, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel here. Click the notification bell so you know when I go live. Tomorrow, just as a reminder, I'm going live from a French cafe with Cheryl, who is on a minimalist journey, and we're going to talk to her about her journey with minimalism. So that'll be fun. Let's see. Oh, so this morning, remember I told you I was going to try out the Kroger, you know, where you shop online and they put it in your car when you drive up. I figured out it's called the Click List at Kroger. Last week, if you remember, I tested, I kind of did some investigating on the Costco home delivery, discovered it was, their upcharge was a little too much than I want to pay. If you want to pay it, I do not judge you. A little bit too much for me. It was about 23% upcharge. So now I'm exploring if you shop at like a Kroger and go and pick it up, because I know a lot of people do this. It's very popular. So this morning I went on to Kroger and I signed up, and what I discovered is you have to grab the window time frame and reserve it for when you want to pick up your groceries. This is very important to me because I try to be so efficient with when I run errands. If you're efficient when you run the errands, you save so much time. I mean, if you can avoid the grocery store at 5 p.m., do it. If you can avoid it at Sunday in the afternoon, avoid it, because It's just too busy. You waste time and it's stressful. So the first thing I discovered with the Kroger click list is I have to capture the window. So I captured the window from 2 to 3 p.m. So if you want to visit, I will be pulling up 2 to 3 p.m. at my local Kroger. And, say hi. I'd love to see you. So I captured that, but I had to have my shopping done by 10 a.m. to be able to pick it up between 2 and 3 p.m. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're going to do this click list type thing, you need to plan in advance. You have to be ready. I would even go so far as to do it the day before so that you could grab the time frame that you're looking for. So I got 2 to 3, and then I added all my stuff, and I was sneaky because I wanted to see how well they do. So I added some things like bread, some bakery items, but I also have like cat litter and canned items because those are heavy, and I wanted to see if they'll be able to not squish my bread. And I ordered some produce like avocados, and you can put a little note in there on how you want your avocados to be, for example. So I said I want them to be ripe enough to eat today. And I asked for my bananas to be a little green and stuff like that. So, and I got something frozen. I got some Klondike bars. I'm more excited about the Klondike bars than anything. I love Klondike bars. So we'll see if they're able to keep my frozen things frozen, as well as my crushable things not crushed, and my vegetables the way I want them. And I also ordered a piece of meat, just a little piece of steak from their meat counter to see which one they select, see what it looks like. And I ordered some chicken that's packaged like their Simply Whatever brand chicken that's packaged, because somebody had indicated, they left a comment on my Costco when I did the Costco review, that they got meat that was expiring that day. And I think that's if they're using this service as a clearinghouse for their products that are about to expire, I'm not so sure I'm down with that. So I'm going to give them the chance to give me meat that doesn't expire today. So we'll see. I will report back tomorrow about how the pickup goes. Apparently, all it said was drive up and let us know you're here. And I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to do that. Do I go hooty hoot out my window? They don't have my license plate number, so they're not watching from a video. We'll see. I'll report back. Oh, look. Sand78's here. Hi, Sand78. It's good to see you. KB's here. DJ's here. Yay, everybody's here. This is great. I'm always so happy when you're here. This is so much fun. Sorry the dogs aren't here. They have to go to school twice a week to play with all their friends, or they drive each other insane, is what really happens. Sometimes I wonder if having 2 dogs was too much, because I have a very small house and it gets chaotic, right? And they're Labradors, so they're big. But then when I see Koyana, who's 3, and Tamaya, who's 5, when I see Koyana playing with Tamaya, it just warms my heart. It makes me so happy that I got Tamaya a little sister, because dogs are pack animals, and I can't get down there and play with them like they want to play. They'll poke my eye out. So anyway, DJ says, mine has a special parking area with a phone number to call when I get there. Okay, so I know this Kroger does have a special parking area, so when I pull up, there's probably some instructions on a sign that makes sense. So I'll look for that. Thank you for that tip, DJ. So I know what to look for, because I was like, how are they going to know it's me? I mean, certainly more than one person signs up for the 2 to 3 p.m. time window. I'm going to be there at 2 p.m. I'll probably be there at 1:55, like waiting to pull in, because I'm a little excited about this. If this goes well and I never have to go in that store again. I even ordered a plant. I ordered a Boston fern because they have them there, and I want to hang one in the porch. So we'll see if I get a plant that's alive. We'll see. Anyway, so the palm tree, now that I have the head of it out to the road, I have to schedule my friends to come and chop it down. But I've been really kind of processing the fact that when a tree comes down, it's dangerous. And I'm so glad it's no longer in the courtyard where we, all the dogs and Chandler go out and lay in the sun. So I'm kind of happy it's gone. If it were always going to fall, then I'm glad that it's finally gone and nobody was hurt. But now I have this whole area that the palm tree took up. So I have to figure out what to do with that. Hopefully, I'll get inspired. I might put a fountain. I like those ceramic fountains that are tall and they're self-contained. So you just fill them up and they have a pump and they have like a area at the bottom where the water collects and just keeps pumping. I think those are really beautiful, and all you have to do is plug them in and keep them full. So I saw a question come in. Sand78, if that is your real name, said, so Kroger doesn't charge extra to get you. Oh, well, this is what I understand. So I don't know, but I know today there's no extra charge. And I think, because I've talked to the kids that are running around the grocery store, filling the carts for that ClickClicks service, I think your first 3 times are free, and after that there's a service charge. And what I did find out also is if you want it delivered, oh my God, wouldn't that be great if they delivered it? That's even better. I never have to leave the house again. No more 3D people. It was a $12 delivery charge, which if they're not upcharging the food and I happen to be extraordinarily busy or sick or something, $12 isn't a deal breaker for me, especially if it's a flat fee. But for this click list thing, today there was no charge. So if there's no charge, or if the charge is minimal and they do it all correctly, I can see why this is so popular. Now, I personally, my Kroger is the closest decent grocery store. I know here in Texas, there's a store called H-E-B that does it, and there's a Walmart does this too. So check out the one service that's closest to you if you want to check this out. I can only report on what's close to me, of course. So this will be about Kroger in Houston. So, okay, I don't see any more questions. So, well, this is great, people. Like, share, subscribe. Remember, just because you're in charge of your house does not mean you have to do everything. I'm begging you, quit doing everything. Get everybody in your world to help you, because everyone should be doing something. Teenagers should be doing their own laundry. Otherwise, they don't know how to do laundry when they got on their own. If you think about it, I mean, my mom, she was a single mom and she worked, multiple jobs to feed me. And I had a job too, which I had to lie and say I was 16 to get that job. But I had to do my own laundry and I had to do a lot of the cooking and the cleaning. And it really, really was helpful when I got on my own, because in college, my friends were eating a lot of SpaghettiOs and I could cook meals. And that was a huge advantage when I got on my own. So please, please get your kids to help you do everything. Don't feel like you have to do everything yourself. So anyway, that's my little soapbox. Check out my Instagram story if you want to follow the rest of the day. I'm going to take pictures as I go. The description, I'm pointing there because that's where the description to the video is. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And say it with me, no matter what life throws at me, I have the ability to make this a fantastic day. Okay, love you guys. See you tomorrow. We're going to be at a French cafe, so be sure to be there with me. Bye.